So you're just going to sit there, are you, at the beginning? Yeah.
No, I just can't get my squares. Bye.
You're going to crunch crisps about the whole thing.
No.
That's so loud, oh my god. Whose idea was this?
It's all downhill from here. I have no idea what any of these bits of paper mean.
You can't keep crunching crisps, Jack. Quick, eat it. Ravelry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start again. Yeah. And this is where I talk about all things sitting. Oh,
All things sitting related.
all things sitting related.
Sitting
where we just
related,
sit.
yes.
And that's all we do.
Oh, just sit. Just sit. Do absolutely nothing. Sorry, I've got my bowl stuck. On with the show.
Okay. Some of us are professionals.
Some of us aren't.
Hi everyone, my name's Becky and welcome back to my channel. It is number 7 in the podcast series and this is where I talk about all things knitting and sewing and crafty related. So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I'll put the links up on the screen now. And also you can find me over on Ravelry as Knitting in Blighty, and we now have a group for the podcast over on Ravelry as well. And it's called the Back to Blighty podcast. So come along, hop over there and say hello. Now today I have somebody with me. I have a guest, special guest this time, and this is my son Jack.
Hello.
Who is a bit crafty himself. So I've invited him to come along. So who knows what's going to happen? It could all fall apart, but
Well, it already has.
it already has.
It already has fallen apart.
It's taken us about, I don't know, 10 minutes
yeah, pretty much.
to just get started. So so who knows what's going to happen this time.
It's going to be a disaster.
So Jack's joining me today.
Yes.
So Jack, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes,
a
so
little bit?
I'm Jack. I am here with the wonderful Becky, who is my mother, if you couldn't tell. And yeah, so I've been knitting for about a year, properly.
Well, I taught you, I suppose, when you were about
I was
10.
really young when I did my first
Really
thing,
young,
because I was
yeah.
going to make a scarf and it ended up being a pair of underpants.
It did look like a pair of underpants. Yes, and I
Because
think one of your
increased about
teddies.
70 stitches.
Yeah, and one of your
something like
teddies actually wore them for quite some
I
time.
know, yeah. So did that, and then yeah, it's been only about a year ago when I really sort of picked things up again,
Yeah.
didn't I? So yeah,
And now he's obsessed.
now I can't stop, and I have brought more wool than I know what to do with.
He has a bigger stash than me,
Yes,
and I'm quite jealous.
yes. Sorry.
So where can we find you, Jack?
Okay, so I have an Instagram which is SlipSlipGinge, which will be somewhere here. Ta-da. And also I have a Ravelry, which is hopefully going to be the same because I haven't set it up yet, but hopefully it'll be SlipSlipGinge.
You so need to sort out your priorities.
I need to sort my
Frankly.
life out. That's what I need to do.
Yes, definitely.
But yes, that is where you can find me. So, and also, do I mention
I don't know.
that this could be the beginning? If today goes well, and I don't end up in a ditch on fire, or shedding tears,
Or we end up killing each other.
or at each other's throats all the time, then I may make my own, which could be horrifically horrific.
It could be exciting.
It could be fun. Hopefully it will be great.
You don't see enough young men knitting, so...
No, that's one thing that I've found looking through the knitting community is that there are very few people my age, I mean I'm in my early 20s, that are actively male knitters that are really getting involved with the whole
Yeah, I think
thing.
I think it's becoming a lot more prominent now, isn't it? It's definitely...
It's becoming more socially acceptable
It is.
in society and things like that, but
Yeah.
but no one really still does it.
No.
People just accept it, but no one does it.
Yeah.
So
And Jack actually knits on the bus even.
I do.
So he's so comfortable in his
trains.
own knitting skin.
I do a lot of travelling, so
Yeah.
it's yeah, lots of knitting.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we're drinking tea.
we are drinking tea.
I've got my little dormouse mug. Oh, I'm going to show you that side because it's actually really cute. My little dormouse. You see that? Oh, I think it's focusing on Jack's face, so I'm just... Oh!
No.
No.
Well.
It's me and technology, and I have got.
That's right. We'll put in a little clip of it or something.
And I have got licorice and peppermint today, which is probably my favourite tea. I really like it. So.
Disgusting.
What have you got?
Oh, so I have got a I've got a Harry Potter mug here, which, as you can see, has the Marauders map on it, and got bits on the back, and it's a heat-sensitive one as well, so it's pretty cool. And I have no idea what this tea is. Apple and cinnamon.
Apple and cinnamon.
Apple and cinnamon. And I hate tea, but yesterday we discovered that I like this. Yeah. So. Yeah.
He's growing up, everybody, starting to like tea.
Yes.
So, okay.
Well, I drink coffee, but I now like tea.
Yes.
So we're getting there.
So let's get started with the proper
Yes.
part of the podcast. So,
I'm going to start knitting while you're talking.
Okay,
that's all right.
Cool. So, we've started the Cozy Up for Winter Mal, which I am hosting with the lovely Ali from the Little Drops of Wonderful podcast. And the idea of the mal, if you don't know, is that it's knitting a cosy or a warmer for an inanimate object. So I've got one to show you in my finished objects later on in the podcast. But it's running from the 1st of November to the 1st of February.
November.
And you're in with a chance of winning some prizes. I'm running the knitting side of things, so if you go over to the Ravelry group, there's a finished objects thread and a chatter thread, and Ali is doing the crochet side, so she's got the same over on her Ravelry group page. So I shall put links to everything below, so if it doesn't come up on the screen or whatever, you'll find it down below in the description
You're just
box.
giving me more work to do, Mum.
Yes, keeps him out of trouble. So, let's get on with some finished objects, shall we?
Yes.
I'll go first.
Yeah, I'm just going to carry on.
Okay, so, in keeping with the Cozy Up for Winter Mal, I made a mug warmer. And this is my mug warmer here. Now, you might recognise the yarn, and that's because I finished my Almost Cinema socks. And here they are. Go. I absolutely adore these socks. I really like the yarn, I like the colour and everything. They're so lovely.
I like the sparkly heels, toes and cuffs.
Oh, this yarn is Regia. It's design line by Arne and Carlos, and I think it's the Summer Night colourway. And I didn't want the heels to be disrupted because obviously when you turn a heel, all the pattern sort of goes to pot a little bit. So I have this little mini in my stash which I dyed up ages ago with some fern leaves, and it's this beautiful buttery colour, but it's also got some stellina in it, so I don't know if you can see. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer so you
we can always insert a clip.
We could insert a little clip
insert bits
because you know you are the technology bod.
Well, yeah,
so
you owe me.
So these are my one of my newest pairs of socks. I really love them. I can't wait to wear them, and they kind of, I don't know, they feel nice and wintry and a bit festive actually.
They are.
A bit Scandinavian about them.
Scandi print
them.
sort of things, yeah.
They're just a vanilla sock, my own recipe. I do 64 stitches. I worked these, I don't know how long for. I did them a bit longer actually than my usual.
You did do them longer than what you normally do. You did say that.
I did, and actually I really prefer them longer. So I think from now on, the socks I make will be a lot longer in the leg. I did a German short row heel, obviously did down the foot, and then I just did a wedge toe finish. So yeah, really love them. Can't wait to wear them, and they're quite woolly. They're not itchy scratchy, but they are a bit more substantial. And Regia yarn does last like forever. So they're going to last me a long time. So shall I continue with my finished objects?
I think you should.
Okay.
I think you should.
Okay, so the next thing I finished were my Around the World in 80 Day socks.
Finally.
Ta-da!
You've done them.
Finally.
Brilliant.
So yeah, love these socks. If you remember, I did the Love Socks pattern by Devon Clement, I think it is. And she has this lovely heart on the heel, so I'm going to show you. I know I've shown you before, but you know, when you've got hearts, you can always show them off. So I don't know if you can see that.
That's right.
If you go on my Instagram, actually, there was quite a good picture of me wearing them because it's really hard to take a photo of the back of your heels. But I managed it. So they're all done. And as you can see, if I show you my Almost Cinema socks, the legs are quite a bit longer. So So yes, there you go. I don't know if you can see. There's the one underneath.
Oh, that's a good couple of inches,
So
isn't it?
yes, it's a good couple of inches longer, and I think I prefer that. So I'm going to do that in future. So yeah. The other thing is that this colourway is now back in the shop. So I know some people have been asking about it. Hooray! So yeah. So, but we'll get onto that later.
Where's
in
your shop?
A little bit of a shop update.
Where is your shop?
The shop is on Etsy.
There you go.
Yeah, it's called Blighty Designs. You can
It's
Google
here.
that.
So you can click right here.
Ooh.
I'm giving myself more work to do, but you can click here and you will see, the shop.
Yeah, see the shop.
Perfect.
But we'll talk a bit more about that later.
Yes.
I think I've got one more finished object. Oh, before I go any further though, actually my mug warmer, which as you can see is the same as this. Do you know, I got one pair of socks, I got a mug warmer, and I'm not joking, I've still got a massive ball of yarn. So yes, I've got loads out of it. I just winged this. I can't remember quite what I did. I think I started off with 60 stitches and I did a twisted rib. So there you go, you can see a twisted rib there. And I just fancied a cozy for my travel mug. This is my Harry Potter.
We are a little bit obsessed, aren't we?
We do like a bit of Harry, don't we? Good old Hazza. So so it fits nicely on there. And actually, I took it to work yesterday and someone commented on my lovely mug warmer. So there you go. Everybody needs one of those. Now, I think my final finished object is Errol. And Errol was on Instagram as well. He made a little appearance. Here's Errol. Look at him.
He's so cute.
He is so cute. I've never knitted a little toy before. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And he took me, I'm not joking, about 20 minutes to whip
If
up.
that, yeah.
So
You are a very quick knitter though.
Well, depends what it is.
Yeah,
So this was part of it was a kit that was in a magazine. It was in the Knit Now magazine, which I have to say I'm a bit fussy about magazines, and I like Knitter.
Hang on, a bit.
Yeah,
You are so fussy.
I like the Knitter magazine, and there's Knitting magazine. I really like those sort of I don't know, they're a bit more not designery, but a bit more my sort of cup of tea really. But anyway, I saw this kit, so I bought the magazine because of the kit, and this was the kit. Look at those. There's a fox, which I really want to make next. And there's Errol and a robin and a
Is it
roo.
actually called Errol?
No, your girlfriend named him.
Thought so.
So
It sounds about right.
and as you can see, the scarf isn't a blue scarf, it's an around the world in 80 days scarf. So I used a little bit left over from my socks to make a little scarf. And I'm going to make some more of these because we've got a little porch, haven't we?
We do.
And I want to hang them up. And my other half said, well, someone might nick them. I was like, who's going to nick like little knitted toys? And actually, if they do and they want them, then I'm not too bothered. But please don't come around my house and start stealing my Christmas decorations.
It's not
That'd be
cool.
really sad.
Don't do it. Resist the temptations.
So yeah, so that's all my finished objects. What about you, Jack? Have you got any finished objects?
I don't. I don't have any finished objects.
Disappointed.
I know. But I have got quite a few things on the go. So I can't show all of them.
So shall we get on to whips then?
We can go on to whips.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so I'll show a couple of things that I've got going on. So the first thing I'm doing is the 12 Blocks of Xmas cowl, which is by Ola Lana Designs. Ola Lana.
It'll be on the screen.
It'll be here. Which are, it's essentially 12 blocks to make a blanket using only knit and purl stitches. And I've done I'm on the first square. I only started it sort of today. It's like a triangle sort of one, which is going very well. And the wool that I'm using is Knitpicks Wool of the Andes, I think, which is, I think it's 100% Peruvian wool. Yeah, Peruvian Highland wool. Get 50 grams per skein, and I've got loads of really nice, sort of naturally, I love that one. Oh, love it.
Yeah,
really nice, earthy sort of colours that will work really well for that. And so far, well, I've tried casting this on quite a few times, haven't I? And
well, Jack went to his first knit and natter over at Helsham Crafts, and you were going to cast it on and you hadn't even looked at the pattern, so there were a few sort of false starts, weren't there?
There was quite a lot of money in the swear box, wasn't there, really? Yeah. But hey, I haven't lost it this time. It's going really well. So that is the first thing.
And it doesn't look like a pair of underpants.
And it doesn't, no. It's going very well.
Well done, Jack.
And then the second one, I'm going to show. I've got other stuff, but hey, you can find my podcast to look at those. Is I'm doing the Petty Harbour socks by First Light Handcrafts. Because I'm doing a pair of vanilla socks that I just need to finish now. I just need to go up, finish the toe and then cast off, really. They're just, again, 64 stitches. They're a bit small for me. So I think they're going to go to the missus. So I thought I'll make these Petty Harbour socks, and I've done these in the Walk Collection Luxe sock yarn, which is 70% alpaca, 20% silk and 10% cashmere, and they are the softest.
They are gorgeous. Can you see the halo on it? If you put it a bit closer.
Yeah, it's
got like this beautiful.
If it focuses,
halo.
You're going to focus. Come on. I think it has. Who knows? But yeah, it's gorgeous. I'll throw in a close up of it.
Yeah, it's
here
really
somewhere.
They're going to be beautiful.
But
I mean, almost too nice for socks.
I know. I mean, I can't wear these just as socks around the house. I don't think. I'll be so worried.
They'll be like best socks.
Yeah, but they are the softest things.
Oh yes, and the texture's really nice on the pattern.
It is, yes. So they're going to keep my feet nice and cosy. So yeah, they're two of the too many projects that I have going on. So
okay.
Yes, but hey, what are you working on?
Well, it's all very exciting on the whip front at the moment.
All kicking off.
Yeah. So I'm still working on my Strictly Autumn socks, which are part of the Strictly Sock Along run by Ali over on Little Drops of Wonderful. So I'm actually knitting a bit on it now. So it's not Strictly time, but hey ho, never mind. I'm breaking rules again. Sorry, Ali. And I've also been to my crochet class. So if you remember in my last podcast, I said that I really wanted to learn how to crochet, and I went to a crochet class. And I am making granny squares like there's no tomorrow. So I shall show you. Ta-da! Now I am really proud of myself with this. So I went over to Heathfield Crafts, and they gave you the yarn. They supply that. They supply the hook and everything. And I am making granny squares, and I'm kind of getting used to it now. So it's becoming quite natural. So I've done loads. I've got a few of them. I haven't sewn in the ends yet. So they're going to make a little bag, so they're going to show me how to put them together to make like a little sock bag, so I can just put the sock knitting or something in. And there's one that I've started there. So yeah, so I am officially a crocheter, and I really enjoy it. Quite often I've been doing that in bed, which is
really?
a bit sad, but listen to me audiobook or whatever, and I've been doing a bit of crochet, so that's going really well. Now the other thing I spoke about last time was that I wanted to make a new frumpy jumpy, because I have a jumper that my other half calls a frumpy jumpy.
It is hideous now.
And I really like it. It's like my comfort blanket. And I said I'd show you my jumper, and I'm sort of slightly embarrassed about that. It's almost like shaming somebody on.
You sort of should be. You should be embarrassed by it. The state of it.
So yeah. So I'm going to show you my.
If it was a new jumper, or if you made it, it would be absolutely beautiful. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
But this is so sad now.
I had it a long, long time. So there you go. So this is my frumpy jumpy, and you can see on it, if I put it close, like the amount it's pilled and it's worn, and it looks really sad. So I decided that it was about time I made a new frumpy jumpy. And I got this wool at the same time as Jack did an order from Knitpicks, so did I. And I wanted a worsted weight yarn. So I bought some Knitpicks Simply wool in this lovely, sort of like a mid-grey, I suppose, isn't it?
It's very similar colour to
Slightly
the
mild.
original jumper, isn't it, actually?
Yeah, and this is, what's it called? It's called Wilbur, and it's their eco wool. So it's 100% wool, and it's not dyed or anything. And when I got it out, I thought, that's a little bit rough and a bit, not sure. And I've started knitting with it, and it's really softened as I've knit with it. So I really think it's going to be fine once it's been washed and blocked and everything. I think it's going to be gorgeous. I had a bit of a problem with Knitpicks before when I made a cardigan because it was quite scratchy, and the cardigan that I made was going to be next to my skin, and I thought I really didn't want that. It was a short sleeved one. But this one, because it's going to be a sort of slightly oversized cardigan, it doesn't matter because I'm going to wear something underneath it. So I've cast it on, which is very exciting. So I've got it here. Just to get my...
Oh wow, I didn't realise you've done that much of it.
Yeah, I've done loads. And
do you ever go outside?
Not in this weather.
Oh, okay.
It's hibernation time. So, and this is as far as I've got so far. So there we go. Now this is the Alpengluhen Cardigan by Isabel Kramer.
Sorry, what is it?
Alpengluhen. That doesn't sound like it's
Alpengluhen.
no idea. In brackets, Alpine Glow
Oh,
cardigan. So we'll go with that.
we'll go with that one.
So this is by Isabel Kramer, and it's worked in one piece. So let me get my yarn sorted out. So yeah, so this bit is worked in one piece like that, which is really nice. It's got a 2x2 rib, and it's got these really lovely cables going up the front of it. Now I've done the small size, and I think it's going to be fine. I didn't quite get gauge, but I've got like 1 stitch more than the gauge said, so I think it's going to be fine. And I thought, well, actually, if it is like ½ an inch slightly bigger, then it's not really going to matter. But the lovely thing about it is all the waist shaping here, don't know if you can see that, is in the back. It's not on the front, so it doesn't disrupt the pattern at the front at all. So I shall pop a picture in so you can see. It's a really gorgeous cardigan, and it's knitting up really nicely and so quickly. I think after doing my shawl cardigan, which I've sort of put to one side for a minute because I really need a nice warm jumper, after working obviously using fingering weight yarn, this is like so quick to knit. So and it's getting quite mindless as well. Now I know the cable pattern, so
I'll tell you what, it's not as scratchy as what this one is, because this one is like, it is wool.
Yeah, it is actually. It is a bit softer, isn't it?
It
But
is
it's really
actually
good.
quite soft, but when you're working with sort of like 4-ply and stuff like that, you do think that it's it is a much smoother because it's the finer yarn, isn't it?
And also it's merino, so it is a bit softer. But I mean, you know, it's certainly softened up since that as well. I mean, if you feel that, it's really softened. So this was dirt cheap. I mean, I think the cardigan's going to cost me under 30 quid. Which is like...
That is good.
I mean, you know, it's a no-brainer. So I do recommend it. They do loads of different shades of grey, and I think they do some browns as well.
They don't do 50, do they?
No. It's not that type of podcast chat.
Oh, oops.
So yeah, so I think that is it as far as my works in progress. Yes, Jack?
Before we go on, can I take my jumper off because I am on the verge of sweating.
Well, I tell you what, why don't I show
profusely
you...
with these lights. And it's,
well, I'll tell you what, while you take your jumper off, I'll show you what I'm wearing. So I'm actually wearing my Carnival shawl, which I think is a Martina Bem pattern. I'll just give you a bit of a close-up. You could do with another wash and block really, but... So it starts with this rose gold that was from Skein Queen. And then I got bar platinum in the hazelnut colourway, which has got this silver in it, but you can only see it in certain lights, and then a lace panel, and it's really long. I mean, it goes on for ages, but it's really nice and it's so soft. It's beautiful. So I'm going to pop it back round because I'm not as warm as you. So
the radiator isn't on.
So yeah, so there you go. That was a little. That's well done, wasn't it? Seamless.
It's almost choreographed.
Seamless. Okay. So, I think we're on acquisitions, aren't we?
Unless you've got anything else. Right, the wet sock.
Oh!
Soggy sock.
Forgot a whip. Got a soggy sock.
What would you do without me?
It's a good job you're here, Jack. So,
Yes.
I'm making a Christmas present for a friend of mine's brother, and so I'm making a pair of socks, and it's a bit soggy because I washed it and blocked it and everything else, and it's still a bit soggy, so it's behind me. Okay, so so I used my woodland sock yarn that I dyed up specially, and I really like the way it's come out because it's kind of spiralled. Can you see? I really like that. It's a bit soggy and it's really long. I mean, big, aren't they? So this is the vanilla latte pattern, which is on Ravelry, and there's a contrasting heels, toes and cuffs in this lovely brown colour, and then it's got these lovely oranges and greens. So yeah, so I'm really pleased with that. There's some spirals on the other side as well. So so that's my soggy sock. Well done, Jack, for reminding me. Thank you.
That's okay.
So I think that is it for whips and finished objects, isn't it?
Yes,
And
but acquisitions. I spoilt you rotten. Actually, we sort of treated each other, didn't we? We made a deal. We made a pact.
So I did the Knitpicks order, and then you did the Amazon shop.
The Amazon shop. So we got a couple of bags, didn't we?
We did. I'm going to have to do mine up actually, otherwise everything's going to fall out.
Yeah, you better had.
So.
While you're doing that though, speaking of bags, get your bag from Back to Blighty.
Yes, I made that one specially, didn't I? So
Yes.
yeah, in fact, this is leftover wool from my sew over it shirt dress, my wool one that I made, and I thought it was,
But
a
it's
bit more
really spacious. It's got works in progress that you can't know about yet. So you have to tune into my podcast to find out about that.
when he does it. So anyway, shall we together? Ready?
On 3, 1, 2, 3. Look at these.
Look at these
Aren't they
beauties.
fantastic? They are huge. I'll tell you what, I have got so much wool in this.
They hold loads. I mean, if you need to hide any yarn.
I have my whole wool stash in this bag, apart from what I've shown, but everything fits.
They're brilliant. It's like this massive bucket. And, before you go on about it, Jack, look on the front. There's my Team Knit
badge.
pin as well. Goes nicely on the front there.
Yeah.
So,
It's so good. It is so good.
They've got these little the slits at the top, so actually you can
work.
in and,
Yeah. But I've got my needles in here. I've got all the accessories I'll ever need, and I do have a lot of wool, but there's still space for more.
Yeah, so we got one each, didn't we? And we were really chuffed with them. And so
I highly recommend them. They were what were they called? They were either Be Creative or Be Crafty on Amazon. They sort of.
We can put a link in the description box, but they weren't expensive, were they?
They're like 16 quid, 15, 16 pounds. They're really cheap, and they're really good quality. So I recommend one of those to keep your stash in.
Definitely.
Good stash bag.
Good acquisition. Anything else you have acquisition-wise?
Yes, but not to say on this podcast.
Okay.
Because I have got so much wool, and in theory everything is an acquisition, because I haven't...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't have any acquisitions. I know. How did that happen? I don't think I've got any, apart from my bag. I don't think I've got any acquisitions.
There must be something.
Well, I have got something coming.
What?
I've got some yarn. Just one skein.
Hang on, no, you broke the pact.
Oh, we had a pact.
Yeah.
I forgot about the pact.
So we made a deal that we would not buy any more wool until Unravel.
There was a clause.
There was a clause. If you had nothing else to knit with.
Unless it was absolutely necessary.
Yeah. And do you have wool in your stash bag?
Yeah, but this was absolutely necessary. Shall I tell you why?
I'm still offended and hurt that you broke the pact, but if you must.
But it was an exceptional circumstance. So I've bought some yarn on Etsy, and I can't remember the shop, but I will put it in the description box below. But the yarn was called Outlander. Yes, season 4 of Outlander has started, and I am obviously obsessed. I'm reading the book, so I'm a book ahead of the TV programme at the moment. And I was, just window shopping on Etsy, and I saw this really gorgeous yarn. I thought, oh, that's really nice. And then it was called Outlander. It was just meant to happen.
You have no self-control at all.
It was an exceptional circumstance.
I don't think it was.
So
I think you have betrayed me. You have lost all of your trust, and you will be relieved of your duties as Bat Blighty. I'm now taking over this channel. This is now mine.
So it was fine, and I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I just had to have it. So yeah, that's it. And I actually did get some other things, but I'm not telling. So.
What do you mean you got some other things?
Well, that's for me to know and for you to.
Did you break the pact?
No, because it's buying for somebody else.
Who have you bought stuff for?
Well, so lastly, I think we'll do a little shop update, Jack, where you're sitting there knitting.
You can do what you like. It's your podcast. I just make them look pretty. And,
okay.
Yeah.
So,
what would you like?
So there's a few things in the shop at the moment that have just come up. I did loads of bags, and I'm not joking, they all sold out within a couple of hours, so I've got no bags to show you until I make some. But there were some watercolour bags and also some Harry Potter bags, but they've all gone, I'm afraid. So I will obviously keep you updated on Instagram when they're going to be back in the shop. But I've also been dyeing up some yarn, and there were 2 colourways that some people had requested. So I dyed up some more Around the World in 80 Days, which is here.
You're selling quite a lot of that, actually, aren't you?
Yeah,
it's becoming really popular.
It is popular.
And it's a really nice
It is,
well.
and actually this is a new base as well. It's my soft sock base, and it is really soft. So it's a little bit softer than my normal base, and I'm going to stick with this one because I think it's just so much nicer.
It's unlike all the other ones.
Yeah.
It's really something else.
So that's that. And while I was there, I dyed some up on my gold Stellina base for a bit of sparkle. I'm not sure whether this is going to really come out. It's really hard to photograph
We
Stellina.
can throw in some.
Yeah, we'll
if
try.
you keep on talking, you could have a little voiceover thing. Well,
Okay.
we
So
show you some lovely close-up
So it's
artistic
got this
shots.
lovely gold in there, which is really beautiful. It gives it really helps that vintage vibe, which is what I was kind of going for. So they're back in. The other one that people were really interested in was my Woodland Nymph colourway. So again, that's on my soft sock. So there's Woodland Nymph, which is really lovely. I don't know if you can see it.
That's all right. We can put in clips.
Okay.
We can do it all.
Okay, and also again I did some on my gold Stellina, which is so pretty. It's really
Is that on the
lovely.
gold? Yeah, it is on the gold.
Yeah, that's on the gold. So really lovely. I also did some of my first frost colourway that I had on a DK base. I think there might still be some DK in the shop, but I did a sock set, and this one is in the silver Stellina, which is really pretty too. It's got some speckles and.
It's a really subtle sparkle, though, isn't it? It's when it catches the light.
It really is. It's sort of, you get some Stellinas that sort
they're
of
like big clumps, aren't they?
you can kind of see them, but this is like it glitters. It's just gorgeous.
It's like a sheen.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I
It's
don't know if
very
you can
nice.
see it maybe in the end there a little bit more, but yeah. So that's that. And the other one I've got is this is merino silk, I think, and this is snowdrift. So the Christmassy ones are coming out, everybody.
Oh.
Hooray! So yeah, so it's just some soft greys, and there's some lovely warm yellows and blue speckles in that one as well. So that one is also available in the shop. So there you go.
I have one question,
Yes.
which is completely unscripted and unscheduled.
Right.
Are you going to be doing a Christmas Batch Blighty podcast?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Because I'm going to need to know if you want me to edit it or make
I
it
don't
pretty.
know.
You know, I need to fit it into my
I mean,
my diary.
I'd like to do definitely another one before. Sorry. I'd definitely like to do another one before Christmas, and I ought to because I can wear my Christmas dress.
Yeah.
So yeah. So and
Cool.
I'd like to get another cosy done as well for the Cozy Up for Winter Mal, which would be really good.
Cool.
So have you got any plans? Any knitting plans?
I have so many plans. So obviously I'm going to, well, as of the day we're filming this, block 8 of the
Blanket along?
yes, the 12 Blocks of Xmas mal that's going on. I'd like to catch up on that, so I'm going to have to. I mean, I've done half a square in a couple of hours. It's a couple of hours work, so I could in theory do a block a day.
That's such a nice pattern, that.
It really is, isn't it? It's a really nice triangles one, first block. Yeah. So I need to do that. I've got some socks that I haven't shown you that I need to finish off, obviously. I'd like to really finish off the petty Harbour socks. I've got a beanie that I want to make. I've got some Shetland tweed wool, which, yeah, that fell into my basket. And I have another ball of this wool collection, Luxe sock. But actually, I could show it. I could show it quickly, couldn't I?
You see,
just as it's.
You see, we did all the acquisitions, didn't we, everybody? You see.
Yeah, but look at this. I mean, it's coming a bit unfolded, but
it's beautiful.
it's a gorgeous, like foresty type thing, and it is just the softest thing.
It is lovely. It's really nice.
And yeah, got a couple of other bits, but I'm not going to spoil because I've got loads of knitting to do. I like to finish, if I can get this blanket square finished before, and a sock finished before I do my podcast, I'll be happy.
Brilliant.
But that's in my plans as a podcast, so
cool.
keep your eyes peeled.
Cool, and if you like, I'll put that on Instagram as well. So
Go on.
People can find you if they want to.
That'd be great.
I just plan to continue, I think.
Yeah.
Really, with what I've got. It keeps eating these crisps. They're really noisy when he crunches. Drives me nuts. So.
I'm so hungry. I've had lunch.
That's about it. So we better finish because Jack's hungry. So that's about it. So don't forget, Cozy Up for Winter Mal.
Yes.
Pop some
I need to do
things
something
over
for
there.
that.
Yeah, pop some things in
I'll come up with an idea.
finished objects thread, and I think we're going to have some prizes for the chatter thread as well.
Are you?
And I'm going to dye up some yarn, and I'm going to do some project bags, and yeah.
Cool.
That's going to be really, really exciting.
That'd
and
be
thank
great.
you to everyone that's already done it. There's some really cool
I haven't looked through them
cozies.
yet. I need to look for some ideas,
You've got to
inspirations.
have a look. So don't forget, hashtag Cozy Up for Winter Mal, so that we can all share and comment.
Is
on
that the
your...
hashtag that is just here
Yes, it is.
that I could do?
So that's all from us. So until next time, take care, and have a good week.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
See you soon.
See you later.
Bye.
I've got finished objects, works in progress. I've got Mal coming up, which is exciting. I've got golden oldie, shop update, acquisition.